everybody. Dr. Mary Renzel coming to you from the field, the woods. Where are we, Leo? Okay, so let's talk about what does life look like for professional women when we have no time management, okay? Wow, what does it look like? Well, I could tell you when I had, before I tuned up my time management system. I have 4 kids. I'm a neuroimmunologist. I'm a coach. I work in clinical research and clinical care, and 4 kids running around. I always tried to keep their schedule, like a family schedule, and my schedule separate. Recently I realized I can put it all together now because 3 of the kids I'm not managing their schedule actively, and even one, come on Leo, even one I'm not managing it very actively. Without time management system, you just kind of roll around through life, right? And then you get to a point you think, well, what am I doing? What is the priority? Where should I put my time? So it turns out that one can dilute their effectiveness by just being active in a lot of different zones, right? So there was a time where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to put my time into. I really strongly believe in gender equity. I put my time into that. Equity in all areas, honestly. And so I put my time into that for sure. I put my time into wellness, comorbidity management, prevention. For sure, that's a priority for me. And then clinically, pediatric MS is a big priority. And then balancing the clinical care and research. So I knew like my buckets. And then, they say like, think of certain things that are like glass balls, so what are the things you cannot drop? So for me, it was caring for my family. Actually, for me, first is caring for myself first. So I have to eat, just really healthy nutrition to keep my emotions balanced, keep my energy balanced, keep my ideas flowing. And if I don't, it changes my emotional state, changes my energy state. So it's super important to me. That is like number one for me, because I've seen what can happen if I don't do that. So I make that a super priority. So self-care, I just think, management of my needs, physically, physiologically, neuroscience-wise, that has to be number one for me. Because when I don't do that, I'm tired, I'm crabby, I get angry easily. So I just really have to make those things a priority. There's just like non-negotiable. Those like glass balls, So my wellness, Leo's wellness, of course. Leo, what are you doing? Wellness, it has a lot of connotations, I think, but it's just like it's just managing my organs so that I can be effective on this world, right? And so then I have to do things to stay effective, and I want to make a difference while I'm here on this world, in my community, my family, locally, regionally, nationally, globally. I would love it. So I just make that my physical needs, like that has to be like priority to keep my brain working and emotions in check and managed. So that took a lot of learning to figure out what I need, and that took working with people, etc. And so whatever you need to do, make sure you have a physician, make sure if you need a health coach, if you need any of the 12-step programs, I'm a huge fan of those. They help people with any kind of addiction, which unfortunately our brain goes to in many times. And so I think that is super important. So please, or if you have someone you know or love that's involved with addiction, there's support through 12-step as well. So, I would tap in any kind of support services that you need, because that is important. So you have to be number one. I know that sounds selfish, but we really can't help anyone else unless we put our oxygen on first, right? So that is absolutely number one. And then, what's really important to me. So for me, my husband and I kind of set priorities for the kids. What are our priorities, and are we, are they in a safe, stimulating environment? Are they learning? Are they safe if we had nannies or babysitters, etc.? So that was really important to us too, absolutely. And of course their health, super important. And then work, what was happening at work. So for me, it was me personally, my family needs, my relationship needs, and then work goals as well. So if I ever felt like I looked at my week and it was mostly just work and none of those other things were there, I had to rebalance. So financially, we hear a lot about rebalancing. So time management wise, sometimes we have to rebalance. So things can look pretty horrible if you have no time management, right? And time management backs up into, you know, just setting your priorities, realizing where you are currently putting your time, and is that good? Is it working for you? If not, where do you need to tweak it? It's okay if you have to change something. That's all right. You know, things happen. We change things. That's fine. We can change. We're neuroplastic, right? We can change things. So no worries if you have to change. If something's going on and it was okay for a while and it's not okay now, you're neuroplastic. You got this. Leo is in the water. What are you doing, Leo? Okay, so what does it look like without good time management? It can look quite horrible. You know, you could physically be sick, emotionally, you could not be at your best place. You could be exhausted. You have no idea where to put your time, so you could be putting your time in many places that maybe are not even that important to you, right? And so that's why it's just, clarity is really important. Okay, so make sure when you look at things or think about things that life can look pretty, I don't know, I'll say drab, tiring, unfocused without some time management. Okay, so you got this, guys. If you have any questions, just DM me or send me a message to the video. I'd love to answer your questions about time management and how neuroscience can help us, right? You got this. Just jump in my course called Synapse, and we're going to do this, right? And then there's a free webinar next week, so you could jump into that too. Okay.